afternoon everyone, and welcome back to a new vlog. So today's video is going to be all about my houseplants. I've been wanting to share this for a while. I just want to kind of go over the plants that I do have, some plants that would be good for a beginner if you've never started to kind of like collect plants, talk about their watering schedule. I have a natural fertilizer recipe for you, and then also I'm going to show you my little propagation station, and we're going to take one of those propagations and plant something. So I'm really excited to show you that whole process because I have not actually taken one of my propagated plants yet and planted it. So we're gonna do it together and it's gonna be great. All right, so starting over here, we've got some really good plants. I actually have two of these guys. So these are snake plants, or mother-in-law's tongue. Those are just like two of the names that I know them by. I actually have this one, and I actually have this one as well. So they're both snake plants, but they look a little bit different. I think these are great plants for someone who doesn't necessarily want to have to water it all the time, because I have found, at least in my experience, that these do not require a whole lot. Last summer I had them outside, and when the weather started to cool down, I did not bring them back inside and I almost killed both of them. So actually last summer, especially this one right here, he was gigantic. All of this is new growth. At the bottom, like all of these little ones that are coming up, all of that is new growth as well. So they don't like the cold weather. I learned the hard way, but other than that, they don't require a ton of watering. So I think those are both really good options for someone who maybe doesn't have the greenest thumb in the world. Over here, I have a big bowl of succulents, which actually need to be watered desperately. I was kind of saving all of my watering for this video. I don't actually know all of the names of these plants other than they're all succulents and they are thriving. Look at those. We have another little succulent that doesn't require a whole lot. Basically, all of the plants that I'm going to show you today do not require a whole lot of time and energy and water, other than one of my plants that I'm going to show you is a little bit finicky. My big ZZ back here, I absolutely love this plant, and he is popping off. He is growing. He's got new growth down here, and this one I actually had in my classroom this year, and I brought him home because I didn't want him to die. So he doesn't require a whole lot. This one is one of my absolute favorites. He's actually a newer plant. Look at that beauty. I love a plant that does this, like where it trails down. I just think that is so beautiful. So this one is a type of philodendren, and it's the Swiss cheese plant. And I have found that he grows like crazy. He was not this big when I got him, but like I said, he stays in our bedroom. And also this one is very, very easy to propagate. I have noticed he's a little bit more finicky than some of my other plants with water. He's pretty dramatic, so like if you don't water him, you will be able to tell. Like all of his leaves are droopy, and he actually does need a good water. So we'll do that a little bit later, but another really good option. Okay, another one of my favorites is this beauty right here. This is a Monstera, and I actually have this one, and I also have this one. They are in the same pot, except this one is a little bit smaller. So I have two of those. Oh gosh, very, very easy to maintain. They grow really easily, don't require a ton. And these little baskets that they're in, I love these. I believe I got them from Home Depot. I'll link them down below, but on the inside there's a plastic lining. All right, we're almost done. I've just got a few more to show you. This one is a golden pothos, or pothos, however you say that. And he has done really well. He actually stays in our living room. Another really great one and easy to propagate. And then we've got this one. This is a Chinese money plant, and I love this plant. I actually saw this in a little boutique downtown where we live, and I was like, I have got to have one of those. It reminded me of like an alien spaceship. I don't know. So he is quite unique, and he actually is one that I believe we're going to propagate today. So if you can see right where my pinky is pointing, that is some new growth right there, and that is actually what you use to propagate with. So this one is a string of dolphins. I got this one from a local flower shop, and if you look really closely, it actually looks like dolphins jumping out of the water. So that's why it's called a string of dolphins. And This one is like in the same family as a string of pearls. There's also a string of turtles that is really cute. My sister actually has the string of bananas like this. But this one is the dolphins because dolphins are my favorite sea animal. This one is actually a new addition as well. All right, this one I wanted because of the color. I don't know if the camera does it justice, but it's like a really pretty neon color. And this one is actually called a Moonlight philodendren. And I've had him in my bedroom and I've noticed that he just wasn't growing a ton. He wasn't doing terrible, but he wasn't growing. So I actually moved him into the living room right where the window is, and he's got all of this new growth. So I think that he needed a little bit more sunshine than I was giving him. All right, and then last but certainly not least is probably my most finicky plant that I own. And it is this guy right here. I don't know why I refer to all of my plants as guys. Freddie wanted to come join in on the fun. I'm like, I feel like he's just used to my crazy antics by now. We've got all the plants. Anyway, okay, so this is our Fiddleleaf, and you will notice that he actually looks quite bare down here. And when we first got him, he actually had a ton of leaves down here that he has lost. And if you look up here, all of this is new growth. So he is definitely the most finicky plant that I own. If you watch my vlogs all the time, you'll remember that I actually shared about our Fiddleleaf, probably like when school was getting out. And we had come back from a vacation, Matt and I did, and we got back and he had lost like 3, 4, 5 leaves, and so I really thought that he was going to die. And I'm going to show you the pot that I have him in, and I think the pot that he has is not doing him justice, and I don't think that it is allowing him to grow as much as he could, because like I said, all of that on the top was new growth, so he lost all of those leaves and then gained a ton. So I'm not quite sure like what the deal is with that. So here's the pot that I have him in, and this is actually from World Vision, but I think that this pot might be hurting him. I don't know if it's like poisoning him. I don't know if it's like the metal when it gets, because I think all of that is rust. And so I have been trying to find a new pot for him, but I just can't find anything that I like. Ideally, I would love something kind of like this, but maybe a little bit bigger, or something that's a cream color. If you have any good pot recommendations for my Fiddleleaf, leave them down below in the description box. All right, for my watering schedule, I have a very loose watering schedule for my plants because basically I let them tell me when they need to be watered. Like I mentioned before, a few of them are very dramatic and you can very easily tell when they need to be watered because they start to droop. But all of my plants do not require a ton of water. And I think that I've already kind of mentioned the few that are a little bit more finicky, like the Swiss cheese plant. I have at least noticed with mine that he requires a little bit more water than like my succulents. I keep this little watering can actually from IKEA in the living room. That way if I notice that any of my plants need to be watered, I can just water them as needed. And then something else that I like to do is mist my plants. I have not been able to find any type of research that says that it does great things for your plants, but I enjoy doing it. So I'll try to find a similar one and link it down below, but it's so cute. All right, moving on, I'm going to share with you how to make a natural banana peel fertilizer for your plants. So I actually saw this first on Alison Bickerstaff's channel. She made a banana peel fertilizer for her plants and I decided to try it. And I really think that it does great things for your plants. So the reasoning behind this is that banana peels contain lots of nutrients, including potassium, phosphorus, magnesium, and calcium, all of which are needed for good plant growth. So here is my finished product after I took my banana peels and have been soaking them in a jar. And I'll have like a little overlay right here as I'm talking to you of me making my banana peel fertilizer. But essentially what I did is I had a bundle of bananas that were very, very mushy. I actually ended up making some banana muffins with them. But instead of throwing the banana peels away, I took my banana peels, I believe I put 3 or 4 in here, and I took the peel and then I put them into this glass jar with water filled all the way up to the brim. And online it says to soak it for about 2 to 3 days. Now I will say that I think mine has been soaking for a little bit longer than that. I want to say that mine has been closer to 4 or 5 days, closer to a week. But I think that that's okay. I will tell you though, this does not smell good. When you open it up, it's not good. All right, the last thing that I'm going to share with you before I end this vlog is my propagation station. So this was actually a Christmas gift from Matt. I love this thing so much. So it's actually from Amazon. I'll link it down below. And I just think that this is so incredibly cool to be able to watch your plants just be rebirthed. So with this, I actually keep mine as kind of like a decor piece in our apartment. So above our couch, we have our little wooden shelves, and I actually keep ours right there on the edge, and it's just so pretty, especially when you get those trailing plants. I just love the way it looks in our apartment. So in this one, I'm gonna kind of show you each one that I have already done, and we're going to take one of our propagated plants and plant it for Matt's mom. So let's start with this one. This one is actually just my golden pothos. And this is one of the first plants that I propagated. It has been in here for a while, and when you pull it out of the water, and then those are all of the roots that have grown ever since I propagated him. So that's just really cool to be able to take a plant, like you can literally take a snipping of a plant and make a plant from a plant. And I don't know, it blows my mind. I think that would be a really cool thing to do with your kiddos in your classroom. I actually thought about doing that. And then this little guy, I have actually taken, this is my Swiss cheese plant, and you can tell all of this right here, oh, hold on, you can't see. All of this right here is new growth. So again, he's got a little root that has grown out, and all of this where you can see my hand, all of that is new growth right there. This one is just another part of my golden pothos, another Swiss cheese plant. This one has been so easy to propagate. This one has actually been in here longer than the one that I just showed you. So he's got a lot more roots. And then our last little guy is our Chinese money plant, and you can tell it's still really small. So he still has new growth. I don't know if you can tell. So in the middle, that right there, that is new growth. And these little circular leaves are also new growth. And then check out that root system. So this is actually the one that we're going to pot today. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and end the vlog here, but I hope that you have enjoyed learning about my houseplants. If you are new to houseplants, I hope that this was helpful in some way. I will try to link everything down below, like I'll try to find the watering can, the propagation station, a little misting jar for you, and also I'm going to see if I can find those little planters right there because I love them. But like I said, if you have any recommendations for a pot for my Fiddleleaf, please let me know in the description box because I have been on the lookout for a really good one for a while. So I'm kind of looking for something rattan or like a woven basket kind of like that, or maybe even something in a cream color, but let me know down below if you have any recommendations. And again, I hope that you've enjoyed this vlog and that you've learned something. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!